Okay.
Picture. Let's see here, Jody. I think that. Now hang on a second. I'll put a little song on here for you.
Okay.
I was born it was drizzling rain. Fighting dead trouble was my middle name. I was raised in Cambridge by an old mama line. There ain't no honky-tonk woman make me walk the line. Except Miss June, for her I sing this merry tune. Except Miss June, ooh, ooh, ooh.
I hope you're all ready for this. This is an old Tennessee Ernie Ford song, written by Merle Travis.
There he is.
Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. A muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What did you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Now here's the part I like. I was raised in, let's see. Got it right? Okay, take care. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble was my middle name. I was raised in a cane brick by oh mama line. There ain't no honky-tonk woman make me walk the line except Miss June, and she's sitting back there. I sing this tune. And I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble was my middle name. I was raised in a cane brick by oh mama line. There ain't no honky-tonk woman make me walk the line. You load 16 tons, and what did you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. And Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. And right here at Skyline Chili, over here in Alton, Kentucky, I mean to tell you, you can find the meal, you can find great people working here, and you can have a great time. And there's one of the finest gentlemen in the Commonwealth of Kentucky right there. Praise the Lord. You guys take care. Nice to be here with you. And I want to tell you something. Chili's great here, but the chicken dinner I had, woo-hoo! Let everybody know about that, because that was delicious. I'm taking a piece home, too. God bless y'all. Travels with Dr. John Stephenson on YouTube and Facebook. Pass the word now. God bless you and have a great day. Bye-bye. Just left the Hammonds, Gil and Shan, doing fine. Eating there at the Skyline in Alton, Kentucky. Had the chicken dinner. Boy, I tell you, it was delicious. They had their normal 3 and 4 ways. They enjoyed them too, and we had a piece of that cheesecake. Boy, that was good. Ooh, mercy. Heading for home now. June's going to make a little stop at Kroger's. Heading into Kenton County now from Boone County on Walton Nicholson Pike. Percival Road back through there. I believe that was only Riley's house we just passed. And right down here was Reuben Hinsdale's house right here. Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Hinsdale, my history teacher in the 8th grade. Big hole in the road there, isn't there? Listening to WIOK 107.5 FM on the radio dial. Tri-State Gospel. Gil and Jan Hammond, stewards at the station for 34 years now. Great to have lunch with them. Post Office Box 50, for those of you who want to become partners, help them out down there. You can become a partner. Send them in a little monthly tithe or contributions. Post Office Box 50, Falmouth, Kentucky, 41040 zip code. Right down there's where Richard Peoples lives. Simon Kenton graduate, 1961. Where committee is meeting February the 24th, I believe is the next date. On the fourth Friday, isn't it, June? I think it's right. But it's the fourth Friday at 12 noon at La Rosa's and Independence. And we're going to have our class reunion there on May the 17th, 2025, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. One o'clock to 4 o'clock at Skyline, or at La Rosa's there in the Pioneer Room. Thanks to Gary Johns, right, June? Is that his name? Gary, the Simon Kenton graduate. My brain's slipping on me a little bit. Bouncing around in his cars is not conducive to it. Webster family lived there many years. Beautiful territory back through there. A lot of land still out here in Kenton County. Wilson Road. Down here's Cadillac Drive, I believe. Isn't that what the name of that street is, Jim? Going back there, let's see, we'll see. Yeah, there it is, Cadillac Drive. I remember when Charlie Giesber's back there, and I was putting in hay off those hills back there where Tim Guyman lives now. Bless his heart. From Guyman Furniture Gallery. About ready to retire from the school systems. He's been working there for a good while. Kenton County here. There's our great library out here. Kenton County R.C. Dare Library Branch. Tanya Pinkerton, what a great librarian she is. Does a great job. All the librarians there in Covington, Erlanger, all of them. There's the great Gary Johns, I think it is, isn't it, June? Isn't that the name of the guy? They put that together? Holland, Gary Holland, that's right. I don't know where I got Johns from. Gary Holland. My brain was slipping me. Leave it to Miss June to pick me out of the water. And over there's where the new what's the one of the name there that's opened up already? Well, that's not open yet, is it? But First Watch it's called, and boy, it is good. They tell me. June's guy and I got a coupon out there, a gift card out there. We're going to come out here some morning for breakfast. He has done great there. Gary Holland. Beautiful job. Great for Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. First Watch. Beautiful place. As we go by here, I'm trying to get you a little picture of it. Right there. Beautiful. Police department there, Kenton County Police, Nye Pharmacy. Right here in the Water District. Look at that beautiful view we got out there today. Melting some of the snow off. Praise the Lord. We've had enough snow. Mercy. Keep all those people in your prayers that died in that plane and helicopter accident. It's just sad when you see something like that, and there's no ways about it. You just got to pray for all the people involved and their families, and you lift their spirits up however you can. Accidents do happen, but we got to get our bureaucracies all working together to straighten things up and do things the right way. Chamber and Krebs Funeral Home there. Oh boy, a lot of wonderful people. There's my little elementary school there. First student in there in 1956, I think it was. And the rest of my elementary years there. And then, of course, then Simon Kenton High School. A great high school with great teachers, great leadership. Appreciation Month. And I appreciate them all. They're hard workers. Love this right here. June's going to turn left to go to Kroger's. We're passing the Roses right there is where the Simon Kenton class reunion is going to be here in Independence, right on Pioneer Corner here. You see with the beautiful flags and the horses. And First Watch is now open, as they say. And Gary Holland has the Roses there too. And he bought the old Frisch's store down here, the Frisch's restaurant. I'm not sure what he's going to put in there yet, but he's got his hands in all these restaurants, and he's doing a great job. I'm quite proud of him being a Simon Kenton graduate. He helps out a lot of good causes there at Simon Kenton also. Just beyond the river. Every time I drive by over June and I, a little home we built in Fort Mitchell at 213 Beechwood Road. You see the two pillars there about the scripture on one stone and our names on the other post, and then upon the house itself in the royal cove there in the house, you can see the cross that we put there out of stone in honor of Jesus dying for all of our sins. Are you ready out there? Now, if you're not ready, you can get ready real quick. Just invite Jesus into your heart. When he knocks on your door, reach down, turn the knob, and invite him in to your heart. Or as Billy Graham used to say, it's the Holy Spirit's job to convict, God's job to judge, and his job to love, and it's our job to love. And June and I love everybody, and Mojo is my little sister Judy Lynn Felty Stephenson Felty. And my sister Mary Ruth of the Robinson Family Singers, singing to you down there at the Carrollton Walmart. There's the greeter. Miss June's going to make a Kroger run here. I'll sit in the car and behave myself. That'd be a challenge. I'm thinking about if there's anything I want. Oh, there's one coming out right down there, June. Can't beat that. Right up front. Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. What a beautiful sight. Yeah, there's a little girl, bless her heart. Take your time now, don't rush. There goes one of the most dynamic ladies in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, June Diamond Stephenson. She doesn't like me filming her too much anymore because I'm on YouTube and Facebook all the time, and she's been married to me now for almost 40 years and had to tolerate all my picture taking and filming, and been on Facebook and YouTube with me for life. But I love to film her and I love to talk about her. She's the smartest move I ever made. Met her in 1985, and that was on, March the 28th, I think it was, 1985, at Charlie McKeever's restaurant. And
Pat Walker introduced me to her. Pat, who was a wonderful young lady, softball player at Simon Kenton High School. They needed a sponsor for their team, and I was working with Congressman John Breckinridge at the time as his field representative in that congressional district, handling all matters in education, agriculture, and energy. All of those matters and constituent services. Loved it dearly. He was a great man and an honest man. Former Attorney General for 8 years. It's a long story how I met him, but I'll tell you since I got a little time. Well, I met him. I was over at the state's capitol in Frankfort. He come walking out the end of the building and said, "Hello, I'm John Breckinridge," and shook my hand. And I said, "Hello, I'm John Stephenson, and I live in Breckinridge Dorm at the University of Kentucky." And that's how we met each other. We became fast friends and stayed friends all until a day died out on the river when he was fishing. And we were best of friends. Wonderful man. It's what an honor to work for him, run his campaigns. Dropped out of law school, as a matter of fact, to run his campaigns, and in Chase Law School. And I just loved it working for him, and I loved helping him out, setting his office up in Washington, D.C., and learning all about the different bureaucracies. And it gave me a great education as what needs to be done in our nation here, and I really think Donald Trump has appointed the right people and is doing a great job, did in the first 4 years, and he will do even better this 4 years. We got to stand behind him and help him and stop attacking him. It's a little bit dumb to be attacking him right now, even though some of the Democrats just can't get it out of their system that they got beat, and beat bad. But anyway, that's how I met Pat Walker and met John Breckinridge. And Pat Walker, we sponsored the girls' softball team for them, and the girls, and they let me have the honor of naming the team the Stephenson's Farmerettes, and that was my first race. It was running for Commissioner of Agriculture statewide, trying to break the ice for Northern Kentucky. I was only 30 years old. And my wonderful family, the Robinson family singers, came back from New York in an old Silversides Greyhound bus we fixed up, had it all occupied, made just like a camper on the inside. And the great folks at the school, industrial arts schools, helped do that. They did a beautiful job back in 1975, 74 and 75. Cool, there we are.
570 Southern Kentucky Gospel, WIDS, Russell Springs, Jamestown.
We'll listen to a little of the news right here.
News. I'm Keith Peters reporting as recovery operations on the Potomac River continue. House Speaker Mike Johnson promises the mid-air tragedy is being given his highest priority. On the Salem Media Group program this week on Capitol Hill with Tony Perkins, the Louisiana Republican says everyone in America has been impacted.
We're still reeling from it. Capitol Hill is. We're all looking for answers, and we're looking to improve the processes to ensure something like that never happens again. And it is a real problem. I mean, some have suggested, we should just decrease the air traffic there, or maybe even shut the airport down or something. I mean, that's absurd. Of course, Reagan is at the center of the heart of the nation's capital and its activity, and you have to keep it open and active.
Speaker Johnson's complete interview will be broadcast on This Week on Capitol Hill on radio stations nationwide this weekend, and also at 10 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday on the Salem News Channel.
He's doing a great job.
3 more Israeli hostages kidnapped by Hamas terrorists on October
leader
7,
of the House.
2023 are scheduled to be released from Gaza.
News that 3 high-profile hostages are expected to be released has brought excitement and trepidation to Israel on Friday. The men include Yarden Bibas, who is the father of the youngest captives held in Gaza. The men's release would be the 4th since a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas came into effect this month. In its first phase, 33 Israeli hostages are expected to be freed in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinians held in Israeli prison. I'm Karen Shanath.
Canada and Mexico say they've prepared the option of retaliatory tariffs to be used if necessary, now that the White House says the U.S. will put in place 25% tariffs on imports from them this weekend. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 337 points, the NASDAQ dropped 54. This is SRN News.
Who are these people? These hundreds of thousands of people who decided to do something different with how they pay for health care, and they joined membership.
Now, I tell you what, one of the things I like about the news, they just give you the headlines, and I like to listen to the news on Fox News and listen to it mostly there, but sometimes CNN and sometimes National Public Radio I listen to, or KET. I prefer KET. They do a good job at KET. I'm very pleased with them. But you have to really search to get straight news, you know, because everybody has their biased opinions. And unfortunately, the media is the same way, and the press. But you gotta sort of sift. It's like making your flour. You gotta sift it, because you're gonna hear some things that aren't going to be totally accurate, and you're going to hear some things that are just totally false, and then you're going to hear some that are totally accurate. So, but keep your mind open and listen to the knowledge from several different sources, and that's how you can, and do your research yourself. Listen to a lot of your various news people, but listen to research yourself. You don't have too many Walter Cronkites anymore, and one gentleman just passed away here this past year, Pat Crowley, who was a great reporter, and we've had some great reporters. Mark Nykirk is a great reporter here with the Kentucky Post, and even Trimble, Vance Trimble was great, absolutely great as an editor, and Judy Claves has followed in his footsteps. Now, do I agree with her on everything? No. But do I think she's an honest person? Yes, and I think she tries to be honest. And Jack Brammer is one of the most honest political writers I've ever met. And you've got some that are really good. Wow, Cross was good. A lot of them are good. I even like old Bill Straub. Now, I don't agree with him most of the time. He's very liberal, but I like him. I like all those reporters. They do their job the best they can. They don't claim to be perfect. They're just reporters. They're news people. You got to sift through it, and as an old government teacher, I'd say you got to have all the facts, get all sides, and then make your decisions. I used to be a wild man Democrat, you know, starting off with Jimmy Carter as his coordinator in northern Kentucky, and one of the three in the state, Dale Sykes and Bill Cox being the other two, and I was his one in northern Kentucky, and I loved doing it for him. Got my picture, as you can see there, on YouTube and Facebook occasionally, autographed by him. And he lived to be 100, and I put all of his funeral arrangements and his wife's all on my YouTube and Facebook pages, because I love to educate people. He was a good man, not the best president, but a good man, and a good man he was. And so was his wife, and so was Donald Trump and his wonderful wife Melanie. I tell you what, and his kids. I've met his children, some of them, and they're good people. And I've been to his rallies. And I've cheered him, and I've filmed him, and I love him, boy. Frankly, he's got courage to stand up for what he believes in, and I think that's great. And but I'll get back down to meeting Miss June, and that was, of course, Pat Walker, and we sponsored a girls softball team called Stephenson's Farmerettes. Now, I had to drop out of that race, but my name stayed on the ballot, and at 30 years old, and you'll see some of the articles. I've posted them about traveling the whole state. We went to all 120 counties. We had the old bus and Greyhound, and converted it over with speakers and everything. And Jack Robinson and Mayor Ruth Robinson, my sister and brother-in-law, and Mark Robinson, who still sings with me once in a while, bless his heart, at the homeless shelter in Fairhaven down in Covington. We've been going there, well, let's see, how many years now? 30 years we've been going down there. Every fourth Friday, 7 o'clock. If you sing or play the guitar and you love singing and playing, give me a call. Maybe you can go along with us some fourth Friday. That's 859-750-0000, John Stephenson. And but anyway, Randy Wallace and I from Oak Ridge Baptist Church, and you can't beat a Baptist. I was named after John the Baptist. But being Baptist won't stop you from sinning, but it'll stop you from enjoying it. Now, here comes my wife back, so I'm going to have to stop filming here, because I promised her I wouldn't film her. So I'm not going to do that, not too much anyway. coming right down this main drag here, right through here, is where I came when I was hit. And I did just like those people were pulling out up there right now, coming across. Well, not this first one, but the second one. That's where they come across and ran right into me. And they would have hit me right in the side, except I hit the brakes hard enough to slide, and I hit the side of their car, coming right out of there. And then they got a stop sign right there that they're supposed to stop for. Richard Wayne Scott, I think, is the name of the street now. But you can see there's no stop signs for me coming down that way. I had the right of way. And it happened. Accidents happen. You make mistakes. That's part of life. But you gotta, thank goodness we both had insurance. And thank goodness her insurance accepted liability. And they're taking care of my fixing my car. We're working toward it. We still gotta work on it. So, Richard Wayne Scott, that's the name of the street down there now, through there. But there goes one. There's people going on. See, that's just what I did do. Come right down through there. And but you don't expect somebody to come out headed right toward you. But it's life in the big city. So yes, that's how I met Miss June. The same young lady I sponsored the softball team for and then ran for Commissioner of Agriculture. And we went to all 120 counties. The band made it to most of the way, but then the other half there, Gerald had to go with me by loan because we ran out of funds. And but we went to all 120 of them. My brother Gerald Stephenson, but Julie and Rebecca and Rachel and let's see here. All the kids were involved, and a couple other people were involved. They're listed all on my campaign literature there. You'll see it. But now we're going past the lodge there, where Dorothy belonged to and Gerald belonged to, there in Fitchburg. And of course, we're going to go down by Cindy's gravesite, thanks to Miss June driving. I'm really thrilled she's doing this. And there's one of the guys out there walking the dogs. And we always come down here. June loves to walk up here. It's been a good time. You want to take a little walk on? Can't do it today? Okay. Well, there's the Jesus that we always pray in front of, pray with. This heart. And then right there on the left where Janet Stanley's buried. Right there, you can even see the indentation there. And my class 1961. And down here you'll see little Cindy's stone. I'll show it to you when we get on down here just a little ways. Little further. That ought to be good right there. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Right there. How do we get a little close up down there? Let's see. Yeah, there it is right there. That's Cindy's little burial stone. Bless her heart. Cindy Stephenson. She worked so hard. And at Formica Corporation retired where her dad worked too. And it's a great, she was a great niece. Here at Independence Cemetery. And on the other side over there, we got the Smallwoods that are buried over there. Bill and Alita Smallwood. And she passed away not too long ago. And David's wife passed along not too long ago. David Smallwood, who was a pharmacist and Taylor Mill and other places, did a great job. And then Eddie Smallwood, who I went to high school with, and still friends and still see each other regularly. He lives in Florida, and then I helped sell him a condo years ago, and sold him a condo. And when he comes to ask somebody to come up here to see you, like his mom when she was alive, him and Ree Smallwood, they come up and we visit, go out to supper together. And we grew up out on Martin and Mulford Roads years ago. We had another friend there too, who and the Gricksons are married over there on the other side, buried over there on the other side. the Grigson family, Donna Grigson and her family, well, Jack and all the family there over there. And the Smallwoods are on that side. Police officer sitting there, so you got to watch yourself here, because they got a new speed limit here, 25. Thanks for going down through there, June. And the lady that I met on July the 28th, 1985, sitting beside me now driving. And it was Pat Walker then that later in life, her father worked with us down in Frankfurt. And later in life, she introduced me to June. And I walked halfway up there to meet her and laid my eyes on her and said, "Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive. Boy, what a beautiful lady." And we built the courthouse as we go by here. Always like to do that. And the aristocratic pear trees there. And of course that's the Independence Bank where I banked as a young man. And you'll see right down the street here where I lived. But June and I met each other there at Charlotte McKeever's. And I never will forget when I asked her, I said, "May I have your phone number?" And she said, "I think not." But our eyes locked on each other later as I walked out. And the Lord told her, "There goes your husband out the door." Even though she said, "Oh no." Well, she came to the picnic the next day, met her, walked her all over town, fell in love with her so deeply. But it was 4 years. I was a patient man.
You tricked me.
As my barber always says, Todd and Daryl Newton, they say I tricked her.
You did, Daryl. I'm seeing it more clearly now. I'm out of here.
Yeah, 40 years later, she's seeing clearly. It took me 4 years to convince me to marry her, convince her to marry me. That was in 1989, March the 31st. We took off on our honeymoon through 8 countries, and you can see it all on YouTube and Facebook. Traveling through Europe by train, 8 countries. And we've been together ever since and had some good times, some hard times, but they're all been love times. And I love her dearly. Smartest move I ever made. Choose life. I got my sign up out there. Choose life. Choose Jesus. Isn't that the truth? Well, I better get inside now here. And
until this new briefing from the NTSB, but your thoughts about the terrorist
information out. They're having it's a hard time for them, obviously. We want to do everything we can to make sure they get the most accurate information and factual. And it's always been at the core of the NTSB mission. Our job is to come out with the probable cause. Secure facility that will be located. We deal with that all the time. Our recorder division is one of the best in the country. In the world, actually. We have recorders sent everywhere, so there's a step. The CPR was soaked overnight in ionized water, at which point the team put the CPR into a vacuum oven in order to extract moisture. They're still checking electrical connections to determine if they're ready to try and download. It is one step of many steps that we will take in order to get that data. It's in one box. I can report to you now, we have recovered this Sikorsky black box. It is safely in NTSB headquarters. It will begin an evaluation, just as the other 2 reporters did last night, to determine when and how to take action. I can tell you from a visual inspection, we saw no exterior damage that would indicate that it was compromised at this time. So we have a high level of confidence that we will be able to have a full extraction of that as well. That tells us everything. It's it's layered into a lot of other information that's very critical. Regarding staffing, the FAA has had a very robust plan in looking at staffing. Obviously, we'll be looking at not only staffing that day, but progressively staffing. How many people, what job functions they were doing, were they being combined, were they not? What was the weather outside? What was the number of landings? I recall back during COVID, one runway was being used, only one, that was the only one. 33, as traffic came back, started being opened up. So we would look at changes in traffic patterns, construction at the airport, all of that. It all paints a very big picture.
Well, if I'm not, have investigators interviewed air traffic controllers at the time?
The question is, have we interviewed air traffic controllers? Yes, I think I started with, I'm sorry, clarification. Was it an air traffic controller that was working at the time of the accident? Yes. Yes. Now, I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to speculate. The next question is, was there 1, 2, 3? I don't have the answer for that right now. I know that the controller that was working at the time has been interviewed, and his interviews are ongoing throughout the day. Yes, ma'am. Last one.
CNBC has reached out to you personally or anyone else from the White House. Do you or anyone else have a word? And so you describe the
The question is anyone from the White House reached out to me or other board members? I won't speak for other board members. I know that the chair did a briefing yesterday. It was publicly discussed and gave some information. I have not received any contact. I'm going to go back to something we talked about earlier. The NTSB is an independent bipartisan board. 58 years as the gold standard. Our job is to find the facts, but more importantly, our job is to make sure this tragedy doesn't happen again, regardless of what anyone may be saying. Our investigators never want to see this happen again, and I never want to have to go back and brief another set of family like that. Thank you.
That number one, they found the black box on the Sikorsky on the helicopter that apparently they didn't have earlier, and that they are now in the process of interviewing the air traffic controllers who were working on the night that this happened. He talked a lot about debris patterns and a lot of other information, making it very clear that there are a lot of nuances to this investigation and all of the people involved.